you allowing me to do this. So, hello, fellow book loving friends. Thank you for joining me for Spill the Tea with Dee Book Chat. My name is Dee Armstrong. I'm a writer, book lover, teaholic, gardening ninja, and my grandma name is Lolly. My book loving friend here today is Dewana. Tell them about yourself.
Hi, my name's Dewana. I am Dee's future daughter-in-law. A couple more months, and I am an EMT in paramedic school, and I like to bake and craft.
Yes, she does, and she's an awesome baker. Say hello in the chat so I can enter you in a drawing. Today we are spilling on Keep Me Warm at Christmas by Brenda Novak. Now, Brenda is a New York Times, USA Today award-winning best-selling author of over 50 novels, contemporary and romantic suspense, and I have a signed copy to give away today. Plus a signed copy of your choice of my books, Visions of Emerald. Poor Dewana, I put her to work. Visions of Emerald, Sleepwalking with Ruby, or Haunted by Amethyst. Now, before we spill, I'm giving out a spoiler alert. We're going to talk about anything and everything. And I'm not sure how much tea will be spilled once we get going. I try not to spill the really good stuff because if you haven't read the book, I want you to have a great surprise. And if you're watching on YouTube, because this is our first time being YouTube live, make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of the good stuff. Plus, join my newsletter in the link below and be the first to know about my Spill the Teas and all my author news. All right, let's spill on Keep Me Warm at Christmas. Keep Me Warm at Christmas, Tia Beckett is left horribly scarred from an accident. She knows her future as a movie star is over, and the paparazzi are going to extreme lengths to get the money shot, a picture of her ruined face. She takes refuge in the cottage, a guest cottage on her director's estate, and promises to house sit and care for his parrot while he's away. Now, along comes Seth Turner, famous sculptor and artist. He's going to live in the main house for a couple of months to work on his projects and teach art to his adopted mother at his adopted mother's boarding school for troubled youth. Now, after a rocky meeting, their first meeting, which I very much enjoyed, I thought the dialogue was funny and clever, they decide to keep their distance. And even as Tia attempts to feed and care for the bird, Keep Me Warm at Christmas is packed full of life's events, secrets that kept me engaged. I love the different threads that Brenda weaved through. The pain of of Tia's career being ruined when her face was ruined, the cute parrot, Seth's backstory of his mother keeping his brothers and not him. Who told the paparazzi where Tia was? Seth is still mourning over his wife, who passed away 3 years earlier and only 2 days before Christmas. And the big question, can he find love again, especially at Christmas? Then we have Seth's relationship with his dead wife's parents, plus all his adopted brothers and sisters and his adopted mom. When I started reading the book, I wasn't prepared for some of the heavy topics that were covered. I thought it was going to be one of those sweet Hallmarkish type Christmas books like our November spill, but Brenda gave me a story full of emotion and family magic, holiday happiness sprinkled in around it. It is the essence behind Brenda's words that make her a great writer. Brenda's book had depth and realness, and we think that everything must be candy canes and presents during the holiday season, but the reality is most of us are dealing with real life issues like power outages. We're juggling work, kids, family, extended family wish lists. We're stressed and desperately trying not to let it show. Keep Me Warm at Christmas highlighted the healing power of love, the most powerful magic of all. Now, let's go through a few of the characters.
So the first main character is Tia Beckett. She's a woman who grew up as a Mennonite, left her family, her community, and her religion to pursue her dream as a movie star, horribly scarred after a traffic accident.
Then we have her love interest, Seth Turner, a famous sculptor and artist with a troubled youth, given up by his mother and dealing with the loss of his wife, Shiloh.
We also have Ayanna, Seth's adopted mom. She runs New Horizons Boys and Girls Ranch, a boarding school for troubled youth.
And then we got Tia's family, her parents, sister, brother-in-law, who don't understand why she won't come home where she belongs.
And then Shiloh's parents, who Seth is trying to avoid because of the pain and memories of Shiloh it brings back. Besides, they never liked him anyway.
All right, so who was your favorite character?
So my favorite character was Ayana, the mother. I thought that she was just had a really big heart and she was really sweet. And I think that she kind of did like subtle nudges throughout the book to kind of keep everybody going. Like at the end, she made Seth make a better decision. And then she was just so supportive and just opened up her heart to the main character who really needed it. So I liked her.
Yeah. She's a lot like Dewana.
Oh.
I wish I was like her, Ayana. I wish I was like her. She was just a wonderful character, beautifully written, brought the reader in to feel her heart. She was just great. Now, I really like the parrot, I have to say, because he reminds she, we never knew if it was a girl or boy, of my parrot in Sleepy Walking with Ruby, except he didn't have the foul mouth like my parrot did. Plus, I own a parrot, Teddy. Well, I used to. Dewana and Connor now have him because I have breathing problems from the dander. But cute parrots make my day. I really wanted the parrot to keep saying,
Me too.
I love you, Tia.
Yeah.
I love you, Tia, after she had to leave. And so I wanted Seth, who was heartbroken, to keep hearing, I love you, Tia. I love you, Tia, because he deserved it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him to run after her. But I did agree with you. My absolute favorite character was Seth's mom. Now, who was your wait? Let's do this right. Your least favorite character. Now there are lots of choices.
There was the paparazzi guy,
Seth's dead wife's parents,
and then there's Tia's sister and mom.
Seth's mom, who's off the page. Seth's real mom, who's off the page, but what she did was terrible. And then we have Seth's. I'm going to say my absolutely did not like characters were two of them. Seth's dead wife's parents. Their thing was, I don't like you, but give me money. My daughter's dead, but you can never have a relationship with anyone else. Your art is crap. I can't believe people pay anything for it, let alone that much. Give me money. You won't give me money, I'm going to destroy you. How about you? What was your favorite character?
I did not like
least
them.
favorite. Sorry, least favorite.
I did not like them, but I also really did not like the paparazzi guy. I mean, I know he was playing his role and doing his job, but he was just annoying.
He was because he was so underhanded, and it's like he really did not care as long as he got his money shot. So, all right, favorite part. What was your favorite part?
So my favorite part actually had a couple of favorite parts. I liked the part where the parrot, I don't want to steal yours, but the parrot tells her, like right when she's getting ready to leave, that I love you, Tia, because I think it was like also symbolic of him also in that moment realizing that he also loved Tia.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So that was kind of because like the whole time that was what she'd been wanting, and on both levels. So I liked that.
Yeah, that was a really good part. I did like the parts when Tia was trying to feed the bird and Seth. I'm going to say I'm cheating here because I had like three favorite parts. The first part I really liked was when Tia was in the beginning of the book. Tia's trying to avoid Seth, but she's got to go feed this bird. So she's sneaking into the house, even though the door says, someone's come in every time you come in. So she's trying to feed the bird and she's sneaking in the house and she didn't want to see him. And he comes out of the kitchen. So she ducks into the first door, which ends up being his bedroom. I mean, like, gosh, how embarrassing. She scoots under the bed and hid. But the most embarrassing part was that he knew. I'm like blushing thinking of it. It was that he knew she was there. But that scene showed how much humor and fun Brenda brings to her books. And then I also absolutely loved the part when Tia turned the tables on the paparazzi guy. I know Seth's mom suggested it, but wow, Tia destroyed his reason and opportunity to make money off of her pain and her scars. And it was done with such class. I mean, it was great. But I also, this is why Brenda's books have such depth to them, because there's so many parts that you like. I really liked how much Seth cared. Something inside of him wanted to help Tia, even though she was this abrupt, rude stranger who wouldn't open the door to him. And that is what developed the relationship, was the reason that he was willing to go out of his way to check in on her, to make sure she was okay. So I really, really liked those parts. Now, I wanted to talk about different things in the book that also really intrigued me. And one was the title of the movie that Tia starred in, called Expect the Worst. Now, I thought that was a great analogy to Tia's journey, because that's what Tia did in every encounter with other people. She expected the worst. Did you notice that?
I didn't quite catch it, but yeah, that actually makes sense. She does kind of have low expectations.
Yeah, she was like, I can't see anyone, because she expected them to shun her because of her damaged face. She expected to never act again because of her damaged face. She expected people to be horrified by her scars, and she expected no one to ever love her again. So I thought, I don't know if Brenda purposely did that, made that name Expect the Worst, or if it just happened to be something that was a lucky thing that came out of the book. This is another thing. Now, as a writer, you need to figure out what the characters think they really want. Okay. So let's say you really want this cup of tea. Okay. So the thing that you as a character really want is this cup of tea, right? So as a writer, my goal is to say, okay, my character really wants this cup of tea. Now I'm going to give it to someone else. And that's like the slam for the writer. And then I have them not get it. I have them not get it. And then finally they get, if I do it right, they get something better instead, like a whole pot of tea. Okay. So that is something as a writer we really want to do in our books, because it's so fulfilling for us as readers. So I did notice that Brenda did that. Tia can't be an actress, so she gives her something better. Maybe she could be a director. Something even better, we're given the hope that Tia will be a better actress because of her scars, that an actress can be more than just a pretty face. And I thought that I really liked how Brenda did that. So next time you read a book, I want everyone out there to look to see if the author does the something better. All right. We had no one will ever love Tia because of her scars. And Tia finds a man who loves her, but the something better. Not only does he love her, but his family loves her and accepts her dreams and scars too. All right. I don't want to spill who it was.
Okay.
But did you guess who told the paparazzi where Tia was?
I kind of, my brain jumped around throughout the book. It ended up being who I hoped it was. So I'll say that, because it was a character who I wasn't very attached to, and we didn't end up vilifying people who I didn't want vilified, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. Because there's certain people that, because someone actually told me that these aren't real people, characters aren't real people. And I said, bite your tongue. Okay. But we don't want that character, even though, okay, they're not real people. We don't want that character not to have a future with someone that we like. And so you didn't want the villain to be that person. So I agree with you. And I did not figure out who the person was. And then Brenda ruled out people. I was like, wow, I didn't even consider that one. So I liked that there were some people I didn't even consider, but I thought it was the best kept secret of the book. Now, let's spill on some beautiful writing by Brenda Novak. As a writer, we're going to put up our awesome writer alert. As a writer, this is my favorite part of Spill the Tea. I'm going to let you read this one, okay?
Okay.
I like it when Tia says,
but what did it matter how high she'd climbed? She'd fallen back to earth so hard she felt as though she'd broken every bone in her body.
I thought that was awesome. I just love that part. Then Tia was thinking about Seth, and she says, he was much more handsome than she wanted to acknowledge, in a dark lord of the underworld sort of way. And I thought that was cute. Too. And here's another one.
Her voice as frigid as the wind whipping at his clothes.
You can see the visual of that. She took the visual of hearing, she took two different senses, the hearing or audible of the voice, and put it with something that you could see. Not only could you see it, but you could see it vividly because you've seen it, in your life. All right. Seth's brother, Galvin, discovered that Tia and Seth are having a relationship. And he's in a car and he's talking to Seth. So this is what Brenda writes. His brother closed the door and rolled down the window before starting the engine. I won't tell anyone you're messing around with a freaking movie star except for Mom, Eli, Savannah, and I just thought that was great humor that made me laugh. I don't know how you're gonna feel about reading this one, Duana, but go for it.
Let's see. So here's something everyone can relate to. What's going on? She sat up taller as an idea struck her, a possible answer to her own question. Oh my gosh, are you and Savannah going to have another baby? No. He lifted a hand to stop that guess right away. We're done having kids, Mom. No more for us.
Not that, a mom can hope, and not that I've asked any of my children, when are you having babies? When's the next one? That never happens at, at my house. No, never. Here's the part that hit me right in the heart. Seth, oh my gosh, Brenda did so great with this. Seth is thinking to himself, and Tia wants to know if he can ever love her. And here's what Brenda wrote. He didn't know what to say. They'd become what he considered good friends. They'd been there for each other during difficult times. They'd confided in each other and supported each other. Already he admired her, cared about her, wanted what was best for her. And there was no question that they were good together in a physical sense. But when she gave him a second before walking away, he could tell she was hoping he'd stop her. He wanted to, he couldn't. That would be too selfish. He couldn't risk hurting her. His heart belonged to Shiloh. It would always belong to Shiloh. I'm sorry, he whispered, and she cast him a sad smile before going up the stairs. That just hit me right here. Thank you, Britta. That was great, great writing. Now, I'm giving away books, and I'm very excited. Again, put your name in the chat, whether say you're here on YouTube, wherever you're at, so that I can enter you to win. We're giving away Keep Me Warm at Christmas by Brenda Novak, and your choice of one of my 3 books. She's not a beautiful Vanna, and I so appreciate it because I'm clicking back and forth, and I appreciate her handling the books. Our next spill is, let's get it up there, is January 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're spilling on Lover Unveiled by J.R. Ward, and I have a signed copy to give away. Named one of the best books of 2021 by Barnes & Noble from J.R.'s New York Times best-selling Black Dagger Brotherhood. I'm excited to think that it has some vampires in it. And what's neat about this is right here, it says, number one, she has a line to sign on, which I was like, oh, that's nice. That this is part of a limited special edition bound by the publisher. So that's really cool. Now, before we end, I'd like to share with you, well, first of all, thank you, Duana, for being here. I mean, it was a lot of fun getting all the lights on with the generator running in the background because the power went out. But before we end, I'd like to share with you why I started Spill the Tea. I wanted to grow as a writer. Part of that journey is reading books written by other people, reading great writing. Sometimes not so great writing, sometimes extraordinary writing. Writing that crawls inside of you and becomes a part of you. I could have read the books by myself and said, yeah, that was awesome, but I wanted to share with my book-loving friends and have fun with it. And I hope you had fun too. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. Thank you for being a book-loving friend. You guys are the best. And during the holiday season, you'll find Duana and me sitting on the porch, snuggled up under electric blankets with hot cocoa or tea in our hands. Wishing you all a happy holiday season and a very Merry Christmas. Bye for now, everyone. Take care.